Hello. Today I'm going to show you a sequence for working your lymphatic system in the head to help with headaches. 1/3 of the lymphatics exists right up here. In our whole body, we have one whole third here. It's a one-directional river, and in this part of our body, the flow is all headed right into this little notch right here. These are our supraclavicular lymph nodes. We have one on the right and we have one on the left, right in that notch. This is where all lymph returns. And so when we work our lymphatic system, we are always draining back into this area. So when we start, we always start here. And when we end, we always end here. In this area, we are making a stroke that looks like an L or a J, depending on which direction you're going. And we very gently use the pads of our fingers, place them in the notch area, and go down and out. We do this gently 7 to 10 times. It feels very good. It shouldn't be too deep, but you can see on my skin, you can see the pull I get, and then the bounce back when I let go. And then we work along the lymphatics in the neck, same thing, pads of the finger. Now I imagine this like I'm crossing the rivers. The rivers are flowing this way. I always want to cross the river before I flow down. So you'll see with my hands, I'm crossing the rivers and then flowing down. This is again, 7 to 10 times. If it feels really good, you can find different spots on your neck. Sometimes it feels really good to go right in the notch, right here, and get the back of the neck there. If your pinky is resting in this notch, you have a good hold. So 7 to 10 times. Then you put your fingers up like Spock from Star Wars, and you rest one end of that V on the back of your ear and one in the front. And similarly, here, the way the lymphatics are flowing are down, right around the ear, they're flowing down on the back and the front. So we are going to cross the river this way and then come down. So with the hands, we're going to cross and come down. Cross and come down, again, 7 to 10 times. So now we've opened up these lymphatics here, around the ears, around the neck. We've got them flowing. Often with headaches, we get a lot of tension in the neck. So stretching the neck a little bit and loosening that area up feels really good. You can do that however feels comfortable. Maybe it feels good to stretch by grabbing one side of your head. Maybe that feels like too much. Maybe you want to anchor your shoulder down with the other arm and stretch gently to the other side. You figure that out. The key is to stretch both sides, 2 times, and hold it for a few breaths, about 10 seconds. And then after you've done that, you can shoulder roll just to loosen up that shoulder. Sometimes shoulder shrugs feel good. If you inhale when you shrug up and exhale, that feels like a nice release. Okay, and the exhale is just letting it go. And then you can work around your shirt collar. So right up in this area, we're going to work the lymphatics, bring them forward that are along the crest, right around where the shirt collar would be. I do this with both hands. The pads of my hands rest right on my shoulders. I like both hands because I can breathe in and then breathe out. And the motion that you're getting when I do that is basically that my hand is coming back, and when it comes forward, it swoops towards the neck. It swoops towards the neck. So I can do that with one hand to show you, or with both hands, you inhale up and then exhale. Okay, 7 to 10 times you would do that sequence. Then you'd start working on your head, right? Because when you have a headache, well, you have to work the whole head. So right under the base of your skull, you have what's known as your supraclavicular ridge, suboccipital ridge. It's your sub-occipital ridge. And you will feel for that bone right there. It's where your head kind of comes down and attaches onto your neck. I like my thumbs to be there, and I like to use both hands. And so my thumbs are resting right here along the ridge, and the rivers are flowing down my neck here. So I cross the rivers and come down. And I'm doing it with my thumbs mostly. And I'm gonna have to let my hair go so you can see better. But my fingers are also stimulating my scalp because they're there and they're touching. And it's very gentle, and I'm doing that 7 to 10 times. And then I want to do the rest of my head. So I'm going to start around the ear. The flow on the head flows, the top of the head flows down towards the ears. The mid part of the head flows down towards the ears. And as we pass that midpoint, we are flowing down the back of the neck. So that is the direction. When I cross the river and I come down. So I'm swooping it down towards my ear. And I'll do that 7 to 10 times in this position. I'll do it 7 to 10 times in this position. And then when I get to the back of the neck, I'm working it from the suboccipital down. I like to give myself a couple passes here if I have a headache. The second time, I'll put my fingertips closer to the high point of my head and use my palms. And I'm doing the same motion, and it's very gentle, because then I also have the tips of my fingers working higher up on my head. And then the suboccipital. The other area that can feel great when you have a headache is your temples, right? We often carry it right in here. It's a little groove. If you can't find it, open and close, pops up. So you're right in here in this temple area. It's a little groove on the head. The lymphatics here are flowing this direction. So when we cross, I like to go up when I'm doing it on myself and then back towards the ear. So that's what you're going to see me do. Up and back, up and back, up and back, cross the river, and then flow in the direction of the river 7 to 10 times. So I've got all that moving. Now we want to keep moving it down, back to Spock hands. We'll do this side, and I'm doing that same thing around the ear like I did in the beginning, where I hook my fingers and go around the ear and down the neck. And then we want to keep it flowing. So it's nice, again, I said to put your pinky right in this notch and work this back part. And then you can come further down on the neck and you just cross those rivers and flow them down. And then go back to that shirt collar area and let's flow them in the direction of the supraclavicular nodes and drain them. Okay, and this is the one where I go, or you can do one at a time and you're just crossing the river and flowing, crossing the river and flowing, crossing the river and flowing, okay? And then again, a little neck stretches because it is a headache after all. So stretch or stretch, whatever feels good. Hold it for 10. I'm doing it a little faster than you would be doing it. So you're holding, then you can do those little shoulder elevations. It's great when you breathe with it. And then you can do some shoulder circles if that feels good. Just, it's about feeling your way through your own body a little too. And then I like to just run my hands through my head gently down before I stop. And then I go back to where I began and clear it out. So I do that 7 to 10 times. And remember, this would be on both sides of the On the head, I'm just showing you one side for the purpose of this video, but you want to make sure that you're even. And to close it out, rub my hands together, place them over my eyes. Close your eyes for a minute. Take a few breaths. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.